2025. It's episode 624 of Good Luck High Five.
You're listening to a podcast that's for you if you play Magic the Gathering. Whether you like it or not, we're here for you.
Gosh, I hope you like it.
I hope you like it.
But even if you don't, I hope you like our show.
Yeah.
I'm one of your hosts, Maria.
I'm another one of your hosts, Megan.
And on today's episode, we are kicking the new year off with some bold predictions. I can't even say the word, about what's going to happen in Magic in 2025.
The year ahead of us is packed full of some stuff we know and a lot of stuff we don't know.
Absolutely.
And a fair amount of stuff that's like right in the middle, and we know a little, but we don't know a lot.
So we're going to predict about everything that could happen, that will happen, that may or may not happen in the year that's ahead. Plus, we're going to give you a look at the Spotlight series, because we just came back from Spotlight Foundations in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, and it was great.
What a time it was. Back to the GP
there.
land, you know?
Yes.
I mean, it was an open tournament, and it brought us back to days of yore, playing Magic in a room with people who hadn't qualified but just showed up.
Oh, you know, and I forgot like how much more people are willing to play a really weird thing if they didn't have to qualify for the event.
What do you mean?
I mean, like, people will play right at the Pro Tour. Sometimes
there's a weird deck.
There's some weird deck choices.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, there's not as many as when people didn't have to qualify for the event.
It's a great point. Great point. I love seeing a weird deck choice. We love something off meta.
Yes.
And we saw plenty of it in Atlanta. And what a fun format Standard is turning out to be, too.
It really, really is.
But before we kick off our show, we've got a lot of people to thank this week. Of course, our Patreon patrons are our first and foremost people we thank every week, because they're so integral in making this show happen. So head on over to patreon.com/GLHF Magic to start the new year off with something that makes you proud, which is supporting creators that you love.
Yes. Thank you so much to everyone who is a patron, but thank you especially to the people who are new patrons.
Yay!
So
Who do
that
we
can be celebratory to kick off the new year.
Yes, I love it. We've got a few new patrons this month.
We
this
do.
Week.
Thank you so much to new patrons Kay, Chris, Amari, and Mike.
Yay! Thank you so much. If you pledge at $5 a month or more, or increase your pledge by any dollar amount, you get a shout out, a special pun made of your name on this very show. So let's do it, Megan.
All right. I'm going to kick it off with Kay. You're better than okay. You're great.
Kay is great. Thank you so much, Kay.
Thank you, Kay.
Who's up next?
Chris.
Hey, Chris. Did you bring me a present for Christmas? Because you brought me yourself. Thank you.
So the answer is yes.
Yes, you did.
You did.
Chris.
It was you.
Miss. Yeah.
Amari, I don't have enough imagination to imagine a better patron than you. I feel like I really nailed that one.
That's great. Who's our
Honestly,
final one?
I feel good about that. Mike.
Hey, Mike.
You're a terrible patron. Psych. Smike.
I was going to say something like, you're better than a box of Mike and Ike's, but honestly, everything is. Worst candy confirmed.
Wow. No, there's worse candy.
Yeah, there is for sure worse candy.
Chuckles.
But I mean, oh yeah.
Which honestly shouldn't count.
People don't even remember Chuckles. So what was it? Like melted chocolate on a stick?
What? No, Chuckles. You remember Chuckles.
I mean, I remember promoting that. Okay, so Chuckles.
No, Chuckles were like the little gummies.
They're little gummies. Ooh, they tasted terrible. I'm looking at a picture and the taste is coming back
specifically,
to me.
There was like a purpley looking one that you would think was grape, but it was licorice.
Yuck.
Disgusting.
Okay, so
Anyways, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. You're better than Chuckles. That's not hard, but you're also better than Mike and Ike's. Not incredibly hard, but you're also better than Mike's Cream.
Hey, Mike. You're better than Mike's Cream.
It's not Mike's hard lemonade to like you, Mike. Wow, Mike's getting so many puns.
I know. It's because none of them are good.
Well,
so we're making up for it with volume. Mike, you didn't get any good puns, but you got a lot of them, and that's the same.
That all comes out in the wash. We do a comedy show here in Minneapolis that at one point was sponsored by these Chuckles candies.
Which is why we know about them. Otherwise, there's no way I would know about Chuckles.
Nobody would know about them.
So honestly, it was smart of them to sponsor, except they should have done the actual smart thing and make a better candy.
Yeah, it was not good. I don't feel like you can even get them anywhere anymore, but maybe you can.
I bet you can buy
They were first
Chuckles.
produced in 1921. Wow.
Oof.
It was bought by Nabisco in 1970. They were called the Chuckles Company. That's a really terrifying name. Like, I was like the Chuckles Company, I'm like, oh, that's where people go to get murdered for sure.
You can buy them.
Okay. Oof,
unfortunately.
I'm sorry, everybody, that you can still buy those. Anyway, patreon.com/GLHF
They have
magic.
like different kinds. They have the classic, which is a pack of 6 that has the 6 flavors, including suspicious licorice, or 5 flavors, I guess. And then there's like, they have minis, which is a bag of miniature ones.
I don't want smaller ones.
No, I don't want them at all.
I don't want any size.
And then there's ones that are individually wrapped so that you can eat just one and then not waste a whole package after you realize you hate them.
Nasty.
Anyways, this is the portion of our podcast where we roast Chuckles.
We just roasted them out of the water. Hey, if you're a patron, go in the Discord and let us know what you think should be voted as worst candy.
Oh, yeah.
I want to come to a consensus on this, so don't pick something that's like, oh, somebody might like this because it's kind of okay for certain taste buds. No, I want like pretty universally most people to hate this.
Yes.
So that's going to be our discussion in our Discord this week.
All right. Thank you as well to Card Kingdom.
Yes.
Cardkingdom.com/GLHF. You can't get Chuckles there, and that's a good thing.
Absolutely. But you can get Innistrad Remastered, which is on pre-order now. That's right, Innistrad Remastered. It's coming out this month, everybody. It's the newest remastered set that we're kind of like starting the New Year's off with these as far as Magic is concerned. Last year we had Ravnica Remastered. This year's Innistrad Remastered. It's releasing on January 24th. So you can check that out. Card Kingdom will ship it to you on the day that it comes out if you pre-order.
Pretty great.
Which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I also happen to know that there's some beautiful art treatments that are coming up in Innistrad Remastered.
Yeah, those posters.
My boyfriend, Edgar.
Wow. Your boyfriend is toxic.
Yeah, he's really bad. And he's very old. And also, he drinks blood. Kind of strange.
But you know what? Everyone has, don't yuck someone else's yum.
He's kind of the poster child for this set, let's say.
Yeah.
And his new card looks fabulous.
Oh, but what about my boy, the Get Rock Monster?
Oh, he also looks great. They've got like these movie poster treatments that they're doing.
I really love them.
In this set. They also have old borders that are coming out in this set, which also look really great.
You can get Craterhoof Behemoth in an old border.
Oh, he looks great in an old border.
Looks great.
Get hoofed. So a lot of cool stuff coming out with this set. If any of it tickles your fancy, head on over to cardkingdom.com/GLHF. That is the link to use, please and thank you, for anything that you buy from Card Kingdom.
And finally, thank you so much to our sponsor, Dragon Shield. Dragon Shield, I was thinking earlier about if I could wear them like sleeves on my arms.
Oh.
Because that would be fun.
Wow.
They're so great. They're so great that I would put them on my arms if they made ones that were the size of my arms.
Of actual sleeves.
Yeah.
So they'd be sleeves.
Sleeves.
You could cut a card sleeve in half and sew it to another card sleeve. Do you think that would give you enough circumference?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Not sure.
I'll have to look into it. Do I have to look into it? I might have to look into it. Dragon Shield, their sleeves are good enough. I'm contemplating whether I should try to make a sleeve for my arm out of them.
You just got a new sewing machine, so
I did.
Is there a setting for card sleeve?
You know what? It has a lot of settings, so there might be one.
Kind of be like vinyl, maybe.
Oh yeah,
a little bit.
I mean, people sew on vinyl.
You could make
a real thing.
A blazer out of these sleeves from Dragon Shield.
Ooh. It would be kind of, okay, here's my only...
It would be waterproof?
It would be uncomfortable, though. But that would be my own fault.
Why?
Like, I'm just saying, like, it's not Dragon Shield's fault.
Oh, gosh, no.
They're meant for cards, which don't have a sense of comfort or discomfort.
That we know of.
But do you know what? Okay, I'm actually going to argue that I think that if you were a card, I bet it feels great to be in a sleeve. It's exactly like if you have a really nicely made bed and you just slip in the bed. And it's like all nice and tucked in underneath it.
Yeah, for sure.
So Dragon Shield, tuck in your cards.
They're going to discover, science is going to discover in the next 10 years, my first bold prediction of the day.
Okay.
That cards can feel. And they're going to be like,
I really hope not.
Wow, you've got to put them in Dragon Shields. Also, you're just like punching your cards in the face every time you shuffle.
I know. Can you imagine as a human if you were shuffled together with other humans?
Oh, what a nightmare.
Right?
That would be painful for my spine because somebody's going to riffle me for sure.
Yes.
I was just thinking about how, they think that every year it's like more and more studies come out about how plants are people too, and they can feel things and they talk to each other and they share. which is terrifying in a way.
Yeah.
Because we eat them. But pretty soon, the next thing's going to be cards.
Yeah.
Maria's first bold prediction. Dragon Shield. Use code GLHF for 5% off your order for the love of God. 2025 is amongst us. In the air, it's all around, everyone. And we've got some bold predictions about what's coming your way as far as Magic the Gathering is concerned this year.
All right, Maria, kick it off with we're going to do some high confidence predictions.
Yep.
Some medium confidence predictions, some low confidence predictions.
Yes, and we'll revisit this next year and see how we did and then make some new ones for 2026.
What's your high confidence prediction?
Okay, my high confidence prediction, looking at the sets that we have released next year, these are the tentpole sets into Standard. Ether Drift, Tarkir Dragonstorm, Final Fantasy, Edge of Eternities, the space opera one, Spider-Man, and then an unannounced Universes Beyond. My bold, high confidence prediction is that one of these Universe Beyond sets, there's 3 of them coming to Standard next year, is going to be so good that all the haters are going to be like, never mind.
Ooh.
Now that is not very trackable. So basically, I'm going to go on public opinion.
Yeah.
There's going to be one of those Universes Beyond sets is going to be so great and so well loved by the majority of the fan base that people are going to like kind of come around in their opinion on not having them in Standard.
Okay. I think my high confidence prediction follows that, which is that Final Fantasy is going to be the most popular set of the year.
Yeah, it very well could be.
That's my high confidence prediction. I feel like there's a lot of Final Fantasy fans out there. I feel like it seems like a really good fit in terms of Universes Beyond Magic. So that's my high confidence prediction.
All right, I'm writing this down so that Reed can look back on it. Mine is that a Universes Beyond set will be beloved. Yeah. And change opinions. Okay. I was thinking of Final Fantasy when I said that.
Yeah, I know. I almost was like, are you just talking about Final Fantasy? But
you never know. Maybe it's
mine
Spider-Man
is just that Final Fantasy is the most popular of all sets.
Of all
not
sets
just,
ever.
Yeah. Not of all ever, but of the year.
Okay.
Final Fantasy is the most popular Magic set of the year.
Okay, got it. All right. That one is... That one is trackable. So well done. Now we've got to make a medium confidence prediction. This one we're not quite as sure about as our high confidence prediction. And my medium confidence prediction, I'm swinging for the fences with this one as well, is that we're going to have to ban a card that is worse than Oko, Thief of Crowns.
That's a spicy prediction, Maria.
I know it is. That's why I'm only saying medium.
Because Oko was a real scourge.
Was Broco, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But also, I would have won if it had been this past year if I had said that because of Nadu.
Oh my gosh, that's true. All right, fair enough.
So I'm thinking if they try and print a 3 mana Simic spell again. They even put that mana cost on a card.
Yeah, if they put
straight
one
to
green blue
Banhammer
on a card.
A card cannot cost 1 green blue in 2025.
Wow.
Else it will need to be banned.
All right.
I just think some card at some point within the next year is going to be so brokes that they're going to have to do a ban on it, and it's going to be as big or bigger than the ban on Oko, Thief of Crowns. Okay, I'm going to write that one down. Medium confidence. Maria thinks Wizards doesn't know how to do its job.
I was going to say, okay, this is my medium prediction, which in this case is also kind of a negative one, which is that I think that Ether Drift will be the least popular set of the year.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you've predicted the most and the least popular.
And the least popular.
Why do you say this?
I don't know. I just feel like it doesn't have the strong identity of Tarkir Dragonstorm or Edge of Eternities. Those ones are really exciting to me.
Yeah.
And I think that, I just think that its identity is going to be a little weak.
All right, so...
And I feel like,
trackable.
here's my medium prediction. I feel like the draft is going to be medium also.
Okay, so...
I don't know why I'm saying that, but that's why it's like
medium.
My straight down the line prediction of like, I don't know. I think Aether Drift is going to be the kind of like the Murders at Karlov Manor
that's what I was
going to
say. Maybe that's where they put their Murders at Karlov Manors. You know what I mean? The first one.
Yeah, maybe so.
Kind of hide it around the start of the new year.
Yeah.
All right, great medium prediction. Now our low confidence prediction. This one we're not as sure about as we were about the other two. This one, I want to make this should honestly be much higher confidence prediction. I don't know why I'm putting it at low, but whatever. I could have rolled the dice and put any of these in any of the categories, quite honestly. Is that somebody who is testing with Team Sanctum will win a Pro Tour.
Wow, that's your low confidence prediction?
I know. This one should have been my high confidence.
Yeah, it should have.
Whoops. Or the World Championship. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
I've really put these in the reverse order, but you know what I mean. So Team Sanctum is made up of people who are newer to the pro scene, I would say, the pro paper scene. Mm-hmm. And they've just been crushing it at the past pro tours, really innovative deck builders on their team. And they've had great success in 2024. So I think 2025, they're going to parlay that into an actual win at a high level event.
All right. This is tough, but I want my low confidence one to just be me taking a shot at what the unannounced Universes Beyond is.
Didn't you guess last week?
I think I did already guess that I guess that one was when I guessed it would be Avatar The Last Airbender.
You did, yes. What do you want to guess?
I do think, okay. Oh, man. I'm waffling between two things. I'm waffling between guessing that it's going to be Star Wars or guessing that it's going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Wow. For a whole set?
For a whole... What?
Could they do a whole set?
You don't think...
Of the turtles?
You don't think that there's enough Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles lore to do a full set of it?
I don't know.
Wow.
How many years was it on TV?
I don't know, but then there's the movies. There's like the TV shows. There's movies.
You just need you need a critical number of characters that would be recognizable, or do you just make them up if they don't exist?
I think that there's a lot of characters.
Like the bad guys that they fight over the history of the series.
There's like toys of them. There's, there's like a whole... I don't know. I think that there's a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles out there.
Okay.
So do you know what? I feel like Star Wars is a boring pick.
I wrote it down.
This is my low confidence one. I'm just going to be like, unannounced Universes Beyond is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I love that, actually.
I would lose my mind if I was right. I will absolutely. I'm just going to if I turn out to be right, I'm just going to retire from the podcast.
Just
Sorry.
Stay on top. I mean, it's kind of like when you called Jean-Emmanuel Depraz winning the world championship.
That's true.
Just go out while you're ahead.
Exactly. I should have just stopped making predictions after that. Just been like, all right.
I got it. I did it.
We're good.
Bye. I mean, it would be pretty cool, honestly. I loved the most recent Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Did you see it?
No.
It's really good.
See, that's what I'm saying. I love the old TMNT movies.
The animation style is excellent. The acting is great. And there's a character who really wants to join improv.
Oh,
yeah.
Cute.
I think it was Michelangelo really wanted to take improv class.
Well, look, I'm just saying that there's a card that says Michelangelo does improv in our future.
Okay, great prediction. Everybody in our Discord, if you want to make your high, medium, and low confidence predictions, we would love to hear them for the coming year. And we'll check back in 2026 and see how we did. I think mine are going to be backwards.
I really, really hope that it's Teenage Mutant Ninja. I'd be so stoked.
It's got to happen at some point.
Right? I feel like
I was thinking about this today. I'm like, Universes Beyond. At some point, you run out of universes. You know what I mean?
Do you? There's a lot of universes out there. Look, when I was thinking about making this guess, I was looking at a lot of high-grossing media franchises.
Oh, okay. What do we got?
Okay. The biggest one.
Pokemon. Well, that's never happening.
That would be wild.
I mean, it'd be strange.
It would be very strange, but
they have their own game.
I know.
Okay.
All right. Mickey Mouse and Friends.
Oh, God. They have their own game. Thank God.
All right. This one's a little strange or surprising. Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh is
I thought about guessing Winnie the Pooh, but I didn't.
That's bizarre.
Star Wars is next.
Okay. That makes sense.
Disney princesses.
Okay.
I'm fascinated that Disney princesses come after Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, that is. I mean, this is Winnie the Pooh is older, so he's got more time to have accrued those sweet, sweet American dollars.
Yeah. The next is something I have not heard of called Anpin Man. Is a Japanese children's superhero picture book series.
Okay.
That started in 1973. Anyways, wild. Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
Yep.
Boo.
We've got our own version. Thank you.
Yes. Barbie.
Oh, gosh, that's got to happen. I mean, they're Mattel, though,
I thought about guessing Barbie also, but...
But would Mattel license to Hasbro?
I don't know.
Aren't they like the two big crime families?
Yeah. Yeah, they don't get along.
They can't You know, never the twain shall meet, Romeo and Juliet.
Maybe. But maybe it's the Romeo and Juliet part where after they die,
the families are like, you know
we
what?
We should reconcile.
We were real dumb.
Then it's Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay, well, check.
Obviously. Call of Duty. I'd be really upset if that was it. I don't know anything about it.
I don't know.
And I don't want to.
You shoot things in the line of duty.
I would rather not. Thank you. Batman.
Okay. Yeah.
Hello Kitty.
Okay.
I would love
Hello Kitty.
That feels like Secret Lair. Like at some point we should have
feels Secret Lair.
Like a Hello Kitty Secret Lair.
Yes. It's gotta happen.
Yeah. Spider-Man.
Well, check.
Yeah. Transformers.
Check.
Dungeon Fighter Online.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Cars.
Like the movie?
Again, would be so upset. I'd be really upset. Candy Crush.
Wow.
Yeah.
Candy Crush would be hilarious as a secret
I did
lair
also think about guessing that, but that was too far out. For some reason, TMNT was what stood out to me.
Universes Beyond Candy Crush. Can you imagine?
No.
What would it be?
It would be bad. It would be a really bad time.
How many candies are there in Candy Crush, and which one is the worst? Let us know in our Discord. Which of those little fruits that you crush? I've never played the game. I don't know what you do.
Me neither.
Crushing candies, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like also we've talked about Mario.
Yeah, I guess Mario last week. That was the unannounced one.
That's really good. I feel like that's a great one.
Yeah.
Oh, Fast and Furious. I mean, that's basically
Ether Drift.
So
yeah.
Sesame Street. I would kind of go wild for a Sesame Street Secret Lair.
That would be cute.
That'd be really cute.
Do they have Slimy the Worm, who went to space? No big deal.
Yeah.
Love Slimy.
Anyways, so there we go.
Okay. Well, I suppose there's a lot of universes, so I shouldn't get all worried about it.
I just have to tell you that Shrek is down here on the list.
Uh-oh.
But right below Shrek is The Phantom of the Opera.
What?
Which I did not see coming.
Right after Shrek?
Right after Shrek is The Phantom of the Opera.
And in the middle of a Sonic the Hedgehog Shrek sandwich, too.
Yes. It goes Shrek, Phantom of the Opera, Sonic the Hedgehog, which is
unreal.
Wild.
My Little Pony is next. Check.
Yep.
And Avatar. Yeah.
But that's just Avatar. That's James Cameron's Avatar.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Which I could also see them doing and would not be.
Not into it.
No, would not be into it. Oh, here we go. Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
Would be pro. Yu-Gi-Oh. Mamma Mia.
Wow. I was like, where did the musicals start on this list? And there's Mamma Mia.
There's Mamma Mia.
After Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Wild. Anyways.
This list is so fascinating to me.
It really is.
What is it ranking them by?
How much money? This is total revenue.
Oh, okay. Wow. Good luck high five. Not even on the list. Unreal. We need more patrons.
Help us get on this list of highest grossing media franchises.
Help us become the next Universes Beyond. There's so many.
Wow.
We have so much lore. Like the cards that you could create would be
true.
Think about it. The card we could finally print. Put 10 Bs.
Put 10 Bs. It would exist.
It would finally exist.
Put 10 Bs. This list is fascinating to me.
Me too.
Right? All right. I'm going to stop looking at it, but I could look at it for forever. Okay. It's just fascinating. All right. I'm stopping now.
Are you though?
No, I'm not. The Conjuring universe is here.
No.
Just below The Little Mermaid and just above Ghostbusters.
What? How is that possible?
It just is.
How many Conjuring movies are there? 3?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I liked the first one.
Yeah.
It was pretty spooky.
It was pretty spooky. Well, anyways. Jumanji. That's above The Little Mermaid. All right, I'm stopping. I'm closing the page so I can't look at it anymore.
Good job.
Thank you. There we go.
Well, everybody, Paper Magic and open play tournaments are back in a big way here in 2025. We are so very excited for the return of the quote unquote Grand Prix in the form of the Spotlight Series.
Maria, it was so fun.
I know.
It was actually really nice. So my favorite part of the whole weekend was that I talked to so many different players who are all just happy to be there.
Just vibing.
Literally, Anthony Lee, who's from New Zealand, scrubbed out, did not make day 2, but was still just he was like, I'm just happy to see people. It's so great.
FYI, he lives in Canada now.
Oh, okay. That's nice. That's far. That's less far
It was
than
only
New Zealand.
Yeah, he only moved a month ago. I learned that because I was also like, wow, that's incredible coming to Atlanta from New Zealand for this tournament. But regardless, the point stands.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of people came from all over the world and certainly the country to play in this open tournament, which was standard. Open meaning you don't have to qualify for it. You can just show up with a 60 card deck, 75 cards with sideboard, sit down and play however many rounds it was. A lot. 15 rounds, 14 rounds. I can't remember.
It was almost 1,500 players.
Yes, a lot of players.
Which is wild.
It's huge.
It's so cool. I think it really answered the question of like, do people want to come back to this kind of experience?
Yes.
With a resounding yes.
Yep, absolutely. So before the pandemic and COVID shut a lot of stuff down, and before we transitioned to the Magic Pro League and all that kind of stuff when we were doing a lot of digital play in Magic, Grand Prix were the name of the game. There was sometimes 2-3 a month that you could go to in different places in the world. It was really fun. Now there's far fewer of these Spotlight series because they're just rolling them out this year. They're probably going to test the waters and see how they do and then expand it next year if they seem popular. But you and I went to a bunch of Grand Prix back in the day.
It was so fun.
It was a great time.
Yeah, you get to play against so many different people. It's a great like competitive play experience.
Yes.
This was the same.
Absolutely.
It had the same vibe and it was great. So they played 9 rounds on day 1. If you did 6-3 or better, you made day 2.
Yep.
Which is awesome. And then after round 15, they cut to the top 8. And the metagame, so looking at the metagame on day 1, it was really great out there.
Yeah, I mean, turns out in standard right now, if you haven't been playing, maybe you should check it out because you can pretty much play whatever you want.
Yes. So Dimir midrange and Gruul aggro were at the top, both with 14%. So Dimir midrange is like the Enduring Curiosity, Kato, Spyglass, Siren, just a lot of value.
Play little guys and then kill their stuff.
Exactly. Draw a lot of cards.
Yeah.
Gruul aggro, of course, we know it has all of our little mice friends and
Smash.
it has a lot of pump spells for them. You smash.
Do some math if you play Gruul aggro.
Then there's Golgari midrange, which was 9%. You know, Mosswood Dread Knight, still a good card.
That was slightly surprising to me that this deck was in such a large amount because it kind of fell out of favor.
That's true. And I don't know that it
World
performed particularly well over the weekend. We can look at that in a
Yeah.
sec. Then there was Domain Control. You know, this is the deck that I love right now. I
With
call it Domain
Zerg.
Overlords because I think that calling it Control is a little misleading.
I agree.
All that you're
you
doing,
can attack.
You're not really trying to, I mean, you're trying to control. No, you're trying to draw cards. You're just drawing cards
with up the beanstalk and your
what
big
it is,
overlords.
It's Domain up the Beanstalk.
Yes.
It's Beanstalk Overlords.
Beanstalk Kings. Kings
Yes.
of the Stalk. There.
Oh, I love
Children of the
Beanstalk
Corn.
Kings.
Children of the Corn is the new name of this deck. Write it down.
Then there was mono white tokens. That was 5%. I also really enjoy this deck. This is the Caretaker's Talent deck.
Yuck.
That little saga. And then that also draws a lot of cards.
Sure does.
They make tokens, they draw card. Esper Pixie. This
the
was
new hotness.
Yes. Although no copies of it in the top 8. Had
No.
a pretty good conversion rate into day 2, but didn't make the top 8. I don't know if it has legs.
This deck, yeah, I'm curious. I saw it kind of appear a couple of days out from this event, and then it caught on like wildfire, and a bunch of people brought it.
Yeah.
But you're playing lots of little creatures and stuff that you can bounce back to your hand for value.
Yeah.
Like there's a card Hopeless Nightmare that's just a single black mana. You play it, you force your opponent to discard a card, and they lose 2 life.
Yeah.
And if you keep bouncing it back to your hand with
Fear of
nurturing
isolation.
Pixie, fear of isolation, etc. You can just keep replaying it and then, chip away at your opponent's life total that way.
Yeah. There's also mono red aggro. Let me tell you, Screaming Nemesis is a heck of a card.
Yeah, it is.
That card is spooky.
This is the deck that often plays Leyline, which...
Yes. A Gruul deck playing Leyline of Resonance is what won the whole tournament.
Yeah, you can kill somebody on turn 2 with that
build.
build.
It was so sick.
Yep.
It was really cool.
Often it kills on turn 3.
Yeah, I have faced more copies of it now on mine on the ladder.
Yeah.
Then there was Jeskai Convoke, another aggro deck. Azorius Oculus. There's a copy of this in the top 8, and I thought it was super interesting. It was only 3% of the meta. And the person who was playing it who made the top 8 was like, yeah, I've thought that this deck was strong ever since it came out. And I felt like it was strong for this weekend because it's declined in favor. So people aren't sideboarding for it as much. And it's still so good.
Yeah, that's the perfect sweet spot to hit.
Yes, I think that they were absolutely correct about that.
100%. I think the deck is still really good. It can also win very, very quickly if you manage to get an Oculus out on the table, really, turn 2 or whatever.
Yeah. And then there were just so many different things, right? There was like a cool Celestia tokens that was there almost exclusively to punish people playing Esper Pixie.
This is my favorite deck.
It had Wiltleaf Liege in it, which is like an obstinate Baloth. If an effect an opponent has makes you discard it, you just put it into play.
Yep. So Esper Pixie tries to make you discard, and you're like, oh, I guess instead of doing that, I'll put my 4/4 onto the battlefield.
Exactly, on turn 1.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, cool.
I have a 4/4 on turn 1.
I have a 4/4. Here it is.
And it did happen to me. I was playing this deck, and sure enough, turn 1, they Hopeless Nightmare me, and I get a 4/4. It was
amazing.
Sick. They didn't concede immediately. Confusing to me. But
I mean, I guess you gotta see what happens.
Sure. What happens is I won.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. That does seem like what would happen.
Right?
There were some really cool combo decks there. There's like this wild combo deck that puts Omniscience into play now.
Oh, yes.
There were some other Reanimator decks that were super cool that were running around. There was the Teamer Otters like combo deck.
Still kicking.
That Ray Zhang kind of, I know, really worked a lot on. They and some of the members of Sanctum of All had brought it to the World Championship where they were like, it didn't quite pan out. But I know that they've kept working on it.
Yes.
And in this case, Ray made the top 8 with it.
And mastering the play of it because it's a difficult deck to play.
Yes, really difficult deck to play. There was I talked to someone who was playing Dimir Doomsday, which is Doomsday Excruciator, the black, 6/6 demon, that when it comes into play, you and your opponent both exile your libraries except for the bottom 6 cards. And so it does that, and then of course has the Jace that you can use to win. So you self-mill your, it's like a combo deck. He made day 2 with that. It was pretty cool.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, really, really sick.
I just love it because this creativity is what you can see at these large-scale open tournaments, like you mentioned, and it's just so fun. And people, you can't sideboard against everything, right? And that's the beauty of it. That's what
absolutely.
I love is like coming in here with something weird, something new, creative, and you just catch people off guard with it. That's what I think about the Celestia aggro deck. I mean, like, what a beautiful deck that was. It put up such a fight. Almost made the top 8, but it didn't. But it's so fun to play. Like using the card Collector's Cage in that deck, which I have not seen anybody use.
Yeah.
Which is a 1 and a white mana, and it has Hideaway 5. So you look at the top 5 cards of your library and you hide one of them under there. And as soon as you have 3 different creatures with 3 different powers on the battlefield, and you pay 1 and put a counter on one of them, boom, you cast that spell for free.
Wow.
So sometimes you can play it and immediately cast the card up from under it, which oftentimes was the Overlord of the Mistmoors.
Sick.
Which was like disgusting.
Really nice.
It was just really fun. What a fun card that nobody had played with in Standard yet.
To give you a little bit of a sense of like how stuff did on day 1 going into day 2, Dimir Midrange and Gruul Aggro were both still on top.
Yep.
So like
makes sense.
Yep. Did just fine. Esper Pixie did rise up the ranks. It was 3rd. And Golgari Midrange fell significantly farther down the list. So it was not, in fact, a great choice for the weekend.
But, I mean, like you said, it's just like, it's a fabulous format.
It's a great format right now.
Go check it out on Arena or at your local game store because I think it's a lot of fun. The deck that won, Gruul Aggro, played by Nicholas Odenheimer. Very, very, very fast version of the deck.
Yes, absolutely. So this is the one that it has, like we said, Leyline of Resonance. This is 2 red enchantment. If it is in your opening hand, you may begin the game with it on the battlefield.
Classic
which is obviously
Leyline.
what you're hoping to do. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets only a single creature you control, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy.
Disgusting.
So, of course, that's just what you're trying to do. You're trying to Monstrous Rage. This deck plays turn inside out.
Right.
Which I think is absolutely wild.
Give it
really
+3
incredible.
so twice. That's a lot of damage.
In addition to playing Heartfire Hero, which is the one that when it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to an opponent, it also plays 4 Cacophony Scamp, which is the same thing, except it can deal that damage to any target.
It also plays the card Burn Away, which is on Callous Sellsword.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the adventure half of this card.
They can't even cast
the
Sellsword side.
Because it's black.
It's black.
But the adventure is red. So that's fine. You just fling something at their face.
Yep.
For a single red mana.
Incredible.
Like, I love it.
Yeah. Actually, just to note, it's target creature you control deals damage. So I'm just saying, you can also, if you target your Heartfire hero, it's gonna get a counter first and then fling. And then you have to sacrifice the creature.
Wowza.
Absolutely wild. Really incredible.
Something else that we announced at this event, I was doing coverage. I only was on for a day because I wasn't feeling so good. If you can tell, my voice is not still up to snuff. But something exciting that was announced was the next Spotlight series focuses. I don't know what to call this.
Yeah.
What they're about.
Yes.
What
they're spotlighting.
What they're spotlighting.
Yes. So the next one is Magic Spotlight Dragons. That's April 11th through 13th in Denver.
And that's going to be Tarkir Dragonstorm limited, people.
Oh, which is so exciting.
There's going to be coverage. But also this is a large scale open limited tournament. If you're a limited fan, you just need to go to this.
You should just go.
It'll be so fun. Plus, there's a million side events and stuff. Even if you scrub out of the main, whatever, just play some other stuff.
Then there's Magic Spotlight Secret Lair.
Ooh.
This is in Indianapolis, May 30th through June 1st, and the format is Modern.
So there's not a lot of Modern on the calendar this year. We've just had those big bans and unbans. See how it affects things. May 30th through June 1st. So you got a while on that one, but that one's in Indianapolis.
Exciting.
And each one of these Spotlight series also has different prizes for first place. There's some cool specialized prize. For instance, this past one was called Spotlight Foundations, and the prize was standard for a year. So the winner, Nicholas, goes home with $10,000, plus he's going to get shipped a case of every standard set for the entire year. That's 6 boxes.
Sick.
Which is pretty sweet.
That's really cool.
I don't know what the prizes are for these two, but I can only imagine they're going to be a sweet, cool, unique prize, just like this past one was. And there's a promo card you get if you're in the top X number of players too, which is kind of fun. It was a Terror of the Peaks this time. But it's just a jam. Do you remember going to your first GP?
Yeah, I do. It was in, of all stupid places, Kansas City.
Wow, Kansas City.
But you know what? It was a great time.
Kansas City listeners, we love you.
Sorry that I slammed Kansas City, but make up your mind. Are you in Missouri or are you in Kansas? Quite frankly, pick one.
It's actually a very cute city, I think.
I know.
Okay, just wanted to let people know.
And I have a very good friend whose family is from Kansas City and still lives there. But you know what? I just had to roast it.
Yeah.
Your barbecue's a joke. Oh no.
Wow.
They're genuinely going to stop listening now.
Wow,
But that's my I'm sorry, I'm a Texas barbecue person.
I saw our numbers on that one doc you had pulled up just drop. They just plummeted.
I know,
the good luck high five media sphere of how much money we've earned. It's just we were number 34 now.
Well, yeah, we were on that list of highest grossing media franchises until I said that. Look, I'm sorry. I don't like your barbecue. But also, here's a hard truth that I'm going to tell all of you about barbecue. That barbecue, unless it's excellent, is only okay. There's nothing between mediocre and excellent. There's no quote unquote good barbecue.
Doesn't exist?
That's my hot take.
Wow.
Yes. It's either excellent or it's fine.
That's how I feel about cornbread.
Wow. Do you know what? Agree.
Yeah. I'm this cornbread is excellent, or I'm this cornbread is bad.
Absolutely.
I've never been it's okay. Never in my life have I thought that.
Oh man. That's okay, I saw recently someone tweeted or posted something along the lines of there's only four kinds of movies or 4 ways you feel. Movie was good movie and you enjoyed it. Good movie, didn't enjoy it. Bad movie, enjoyed it. Bad movie, didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's the 4 types of movie.
That's very good.
So
I
think
that.
It's true.
Yeah, for sure. If you're feeling scared about playing one of these open events because you've never been to one, or you don't often play at competitive REL or anything like that, let me just say that I don't think my first time was your first time. I think your second tournament was my first time.
Yeah.
But just, you've got to go out there and try it. And You'll learn
it's so
much, and you'll have so much fun, and you'll probably mess up 100,000 times, but it's okay because there's so many people there like you, and there's judges everywhere who are ready to help you out, and your fellow players will help you out as well. I just want to say that like there will be like a hump that you have to get over, but once you're over it, you're like, oh man, why did I ever not do this?
Oh, it's so great.
So
highly recommend.
Highly recommend. It was a fantastic time. And Denver's a cool city too. So here we are telling you to go play some Spotlight Dragons.
Unlike Kansas City, am I right? Why do I keep doing this? Why am I doing this?
Our number just fell even more.
I'm genuinely really sorry. I need everyone in Kansas City to know I'm really sorry if you're still listening.
They have so many cute murals and all that all over the city. Well, human beings, that's this show of Good Luck High Five.
Thank you so much for joining us. We will be back next week with our friend Nils.
Yes, we're going to have a games episode where we play a bunch of games.
We're recording it ahead of time, so it's one of those instances where if you become a patron, we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you so much in advance to all of the people of Kansas City who are going to open their hearts and become patrons in order to make me say something nice about Kansas City.
5 new people all from Kansas City.
Do you know what? I'm just saying, if you're from Kansas City and you become a patron, I will give you a pun and I will say something nice. I will look up a genuine fact about Kansas City that I like. And I will compliment Kansas City.
I'm excited for this. Okay, Kansas City.
So just consider it.
You're on notice. By the way, we're going to leave our poll survey open for this week, and then we're going to close it. The Good Luck High Five survey, where you go and just give us your thoughts about what you like, what you think could change, how we could better serve you. The link is in the show notes or underneath the video. We're going to draw for a winner after that for a huge prize, including a collector booster box, set boosters, commander decks, play mats, deck boxes, sleeves, all of it. It's a huge prize. Somebody's going to win that. The only way you can win is if you enter by completing that survey for us. It would be a big help to us and also, help make the show more of what you want every single week. So check that out. The link is in the show notes. So thank you once again to all of our patrons. You can become one, Kansas City, at patreon.com/GLHF Magic.
I will say something nice.
Thank you to Card Kingdom. Thank you to Dragon Shield. Use code GLHF at checkout for 5% off and use the link in the show notes or under the video. That's our affiliate link to buy whatever you need over there to sleeve your arms or your cards. We don't judge.